In this demo, I will show you how to use Lightroom. I will show you how to open Lightroom, import photos, select photos, convert digital color photos to black and white, export photos, and upload photos to Google Drive. The first thing you need to do is find the Lightroom program. To do that, there's a little magnifying glass in the upper right area. And here you just want to type in Lightroom. And as you notice, even if I didn't finish typing the word, it will show me, and I can just click on this right here. Okay. Now I already have this one open, so I'm just going to open it from my dock. Mine happens to be on the left side. You may find your dock on the bottom down here. I choose to have it over here. So we're going to be using Lightroom to convert a digital photo into a black and white. So I started off with a photo that looks something like here was my original color. Okay, so it was originally like this. I'm going to show you how to make this into black and white like you saw before. All right, so I've already gone how to open it. If you are trying to import your photos, you're going to make sure that you're in the library tab, which is this one right here. And then down here in the lower left, you're going to find the button import. Okay. Before you do this, though, make sure that you have plugged in your camera and you are using the cord, and the cord is connected also to your computer. So once you click on this right here, and then you will see a window that looks like this. Now, this file name may change. Under devices, though, there should be a camera. Okay, so I was using my 7200 camera, so that's why it says that over there on the left side. Now, if you see there's a bunch of pictures here, I'm actually going to uncheck all of these here so I can show you how to select them. The ones I wanted to import are actually about here. Okay, I want to do these ones on the windmill right here. Okay, so if you can't see them, you can click Don't Import Suspected Duplicates, and then you can look at some of the pictures. Now, if you want to see it bigger, you can click this icon down here, and it'll show you one picture at a time. Now, if you're trying to select multiple, this grid view is more helpful, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. Now, I select it by clicking the little check mark there, and I can go through individually and check these ones if I want to. Or I could start by clicking the first one and then hold down the shift key on the keyboard and press the shift key. And then if I click on this little box right here, all of those in between will be highlighted, and that's a great way to select multiple photos at the same time. And then you want to make sure that it's importing to the right place. Yours is going to be a little bit different. It should be somewhere in your downloads or photos folder. It would be okay. All right, once you've selected all the photos that you want, then actually I'm going to also grab a couple of these. Check these out later too. Once you have grabbed all the photos that you want, you've selected them using this little check mark thing, you're going to hit the import button that's right here. All right, and you'll notice up here in the top left there is a little bar. As it fills up, it's showing you your progress. Okay, and you will see all the photos in just a minute. Okay, there we go. Oh, you saw that little window that just came up. It also says that it ejected your card for you. The nice thing about downloading your pictures using the cord is that it will eject it for you automatically. So then you don't have to worry about going into Finder and making sure it's ejected. Because you don't want to pull out the camera card directly from the computer, because that could lead to file corruption. All right, so now we have a bunch of photos on here. And you can see here we're on the grid view. There's a button down here. You can click here to make it bigger if you want to see them bigger. What I wanted to go over now is how do you select pictures? I mean, you usually only need one picture. Most people will not need this many pictures of a windmill, for example. So I'm going to go through and pick the best one. The best way to do that is you select the first one. And then you might see down here that there are some stars. And if I press the 1 key, I will get a 1-star rating. If I push the 0 key, I will actually reset it to nothing. I'm noticing that there's an airplane in my picture here, so I wouldn't really pick this one. I'm going to advance a little bit here And oh, okay, so here's a shot with no airplane in the background. I'm going to push a 1 there. I like that photo out of these here. And I'm just going to check. I got a few more afterward. Maybe I'll try this one also. For a first round, I suggest that you use the 1 star. I'm only pushing the number 1 key that's on the keyboard. And I'm just going through here and finding the best photos that I want to work on. So I right now have 15 photos, but some people take 100 or more. Photos, and you don't. No one needs 100 photos of, say, a bird. So you only want to find the best ones to work on, and that's better for your own time management because everyone lives busy lives. Okay, so now that I've selected all of my photos that I want, and I've 1 starred them, I can use this little filter option down here. If I go down to rated, which is this one right here, I can set it to be 1 star or even more if I chose some with more stars. But for simplicity's sake, I would just select the 1. Okay, so now I have 4. It's telling me I have 4 photos of my total 15 I imported earlier. Okay, so now if I want to export this picture, I'm going to need to make sure I'm selecting all of the pictures. But I'll get into that in just a minute. I'm going to show you one trick here. If you go into develop here, this is where we can convert your pictures into black and white. So if you notice, this picture right here is actually in color, but with if you're on the develop tab, which is this one right here, and you go down to the black and white button there, it is now black and white. But here is where Lightroom gets really interesting. If you start off with a color photo, you can actually manipulate the colors independently. Now, I think blue is a big one in here, so let's check this one out. Yeah, so I can like literally turn on and off the sky here, okay, using the blue channel. Now, brown has some oranges in it. Yeah, there we go. There's a foreground, so I can make that brighter if I wanted to. So you can make very different photos. I can totally make the background disappear, or I can make it very dark, and every image is going to be a little different, so you can decide what you want to manipulate and change. And sometimes you'll find in some of these channels that you don't really see the actual color do come out when you do this stuff here. So this should make it interesting for you. I recommend you play around with this here. Notice that even with the black and white photo, this is very different than what we started off with. If I press this reset button right here, I can go back to what the original photo was. Let's check that out. Okay, see, there's the original photo. So different, right? So I would like you to try some of these settings that I just explained. All right, now let me do that one more time. Okay, so I'll go to black and white, and I'm going to go down to my color thing down here. I'm going to make some changes. I think the blue channel was really working well for me on this photo. Different photos will have different ways you fix that. Oh, one more thing I would suggest is if you notice here, this is a little triangle here, and it is kind of grayed out at the moment. It's telling me actually there's no blacks. This area up here is called the histogram, and the area over here, this graph here, is showing me how many pixels I have that are in the black area, which is the darkest pixel that we have. And then over here is going to be the white pixels. So in a black and white, you definitely want black and you definitely want white. So I'm going to move these sliders around so I can have those. Aha, there we go. So now this little triangle has lit up. So now it's telling me this is a better exposure. So now I can mess around with more of these things and really make sure I get all the detail that I intended to get. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I do like what I have here. Oh, another nice one is the clarity. If you increase clarity, a lot of times your details get sharper. Don't be afraid to zoom in. Zooming in is a great way to make sure all your details are looking really good. And you can do so. There's a navigator tool here that you can move this around if you like, or if you have the hand tool, you can move around like this. Okay, or go back to the full screen, which is this one. All right, so now let me show you the export. So to export, you're going to go to Library, and make sure you've selected all the photos. Here I've only selected one. I want to make sure I select all, and I go to Export. Once you go to Export, you want to make sure you go to Downloads in here, and then name your file something that you can remember. it is also important to remember to change your quality to the highest